So the Rebbe says to him, why don't you do in Hafotza? So the man says, that's good for businessmen, diamond dealers. For a person like me, a Talmud Chacham, I've got to steig in learning for about 15 years. That's the ikar. So the Rebbe said to him, what are you talking about? There's a fire burning. When there's a fire burning, you don't have cheshbon. It's like, hey, you have to jump in and do something. So we could analyze this in relation to ourselves. See, my first thought is, why does the Rebbe rely that he can send people straight in without them having 14 years learning? You know, it depends how you count the 14 years learning. If you begin in the kindergarten, then most people have had 14 years. So you could say, because the Rebbe philosophed on the fact that people learn Pnimis HaTorah, so they're makusha to the Mayon, and therefore they're able to lift up another yid, whatever situation. That even if the person is be'im keshoel, like it says in the first sefer about Hafotzes Hayadus, really, which was called Toldus Yaakov Yosef, by the Baba Toldus, the Talmud of the Baal Shem Tov. So he said it could be that while you're trying to schlep someone out of the pool, he schleps you in. So medav sein gut makusha oiber. You have to be tied up beyond. You have to be makusha, and then you're able to help pull the person out. So one hava mina is that because people learn Chassidus and they have discussions to the Rebbe, therefore they're able to do this.
How come we hear what the man's saying?
Look, you're sitting over here, what's your problem?
It's 10 o'clock. I just start walking in and clearing the whole.
I talking to you, disturbing that conversation. You thought I could come in the meeting today, and they tapping the night, shoving the butt out of it.
Dagging. It's all right. I talk quite enough. My classes also don't listen. But then, the person who was writing this academic book, who's discussing this whole thing, refers to an article that someone wrote that as soon as a person becomes a little bit Mekurev to Lubavitch, he's encouraged to Mekurev other people. Right? If you know Aleph and Beis, go and teach a person who only knows Aleph. So it's not from his great Yediyah in Chassidus. Novos. The fact that due to the whole makif of Lubavitch, this person, which might include us in some sense, with all our ideas, the fact that this person is now trying to be Makarev another Yid, that's actually a Hamshacha from Kesser. That's really Lamai Lamai. And so that, it goes beyond even the idea of the person. The idea of the person is very good. You know, and that would be a very sufficient explanation of why the Lubavitch can throw someone in before he's had 14 years. Or even if he slept all the 14 years.
Me Jew, you Jew. Me Tfilin, you Tfilin.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's right.
You found the Jew in you, and you found the Jew in the other Jew.
Me Jew, you Jew. You need a lot of lechaims before you can say that.
We have them about Tali. Really, we're one step ahead.
This is what somebody else wrote, I presume. You're gathering over what you saw written about it.
Who's this one from the room? Secular person? Jewish person?
No, it's very, huh?
No,
No, because otherwise it would have been, Sally would have turned around and said, well, what's the good, why we have to be Matarit, why we don't do 14 years. You have to Matarit, why, 14 years.
No, the whole Pasha heeft zich niet staan en lastig is thuis. The reason we do this time or we go out what with has nothing to do with 14 years or 28 years or 1 year or no years. So it's the time with your idea.
The way the Rebbe put it, there's a fire. One way he put it, two mashallah. One is someone drowning, within 5 minutes. So there's someone drowning, you have to jump in and save them, and the other one there's a fire and you have to put out the fire. You know, like
Drag them out of the fire.
The Rebbe's auntie,
yeah, I mean this year it was like a Lubavitcher chassid that obviously influenced by what he was saying.
That's the Shita Som and the Dasbak and the Kami.
Yeah, the Rebbe used that much a lot, including when someone began saying, well, let's join with reform or something, that is putting kerosene on the fire. You're not putting out the fire, you're making it.
Interesting that we do say that the Nekuda is you have to be verbunden Neumann. That's on the whole, that's on the Nekuda. Interesting, somebody who knows an Aleph is laughed and only knows an Aleph, that's going to be influenced badly by somebody else who doesn't even know an Aleph. He only knows an Aleph anyway. If you get what I'm saying? No, it's in the Nekuda. I mean, it's not in the negative way.
Such an ish pashut.
No, not in Ish Pasha. No, not in Ish Pasha. Meaning, he's only started on the way.
Very professional.
He started on the way and he's sharing what he knows. He's not talking about the Nekuda that we can't go to the middle of nowhere. You can't go on shlichus if you're not shliach. You're struggling living in some of the open
Then you're not actually teaching anymore. You haven't got an Aleph. You can't give an Aleph if you have an Aleph.
No, I'm just too good. But somebody who's already a cook Lubavitch, so
in a while you want to go to somebody who wants to become a cook from you, they do something not necessarily. It's partially because it's a chaylik. Punkt as if you do put people on Twitter, so he's begonnen to be. It's a bit like your cook. If your cook is paid somewhere, you have a shot or something, he has a and to tell a boy to try and find the truth of it. He's not a doctor. What's family involved? I'm not a doctor. I don't think about it. I leave the leg. Let it get gangrene. He would talk about my leg. My leg. If you say you have you ask what kind of relationship you have with your wife. When I do these sessions with couples, I really relationship. I don't have a relationship with my wife. You might want to ask me what relationship I have with my wife. Who was it? Relationship. Relationship trying to relationship is not ends up.
well, I said it's a Nekuda. That's a Nekuda. Yeah, that is true. But we have to make ourselves into Ba'aseh. So Nekuda is you don't start off Ba'aseh. That is.
We don't have to make ourselves Ba'aseh. Because every sheet that we make to the minor, every sheet is subjective. It's a mutual one that's responsible for you together.
So therefore, how do you find people going different? Okay, it's a completely different Nekuda. Completely not a topic. How do you find people going different ways? Right?
But it doesn't work. Without cloud,
and unfortunately, many, unfortunately, go behind closed doors. Unfortunately, that two people are pulling two different directions, and it's
that's why I'm kept busy.
I talk about even in the Bible things.
Even they are one. The traders are not happy, and they avoid it to try and get the same to feel the same way.
It was not a short. It was really like a little book.
You're the second person down there.
They should put
Put a sign there.
The export's finished.
Can I rub it better? Please.
Maybe next year the table for the Farbrengen should be a bit further out.
that a very Hasidic who actually also a few dollars of Chabad. Rosh had given his son when his son got married. It was extremely interesting. It said you've got to make your wife feel that you care about her. You've got to do something every day, every week. You've got to think of you also and it was very striking. I read this whole, intrigued. Right. It's like it's a letter of a father to his son. Now the father has a wonderful marriage. The son's a Shliach. The father cares that his son should feel that he was taken for granted. Now, the MS, the Moshel and the Nimshel, which is the Moshel, which is the Nimshel, it's the Yid and the Yegish. You can't take it for granted. You can't take it for granted. Our Yachas with Hashem.
Beautiful
all this time, some
the whole time.
put some in your
I use it. It's such a perfect. Yeah, and it's the best way. When I think about the Amish, tell people to kind of get on board a bit. They always bring come to marriage. They say, you believe, Rabbi. You have a good marriage. You just have a good marriage. You have to work on it. You have to do it. It's such a beauty. It goes. It's so. It's Mishalev so beautifully. You believe. Developing a taste.
The relationship is about marriage, is about caring about somebody else and not thinking about yourself. That's what the aim is. It's about, I don't particularly like this. That's what the aim is. You're in a relationship.
We're frankly used to go to the night show before because that's when the girls were going out. That was a hot back in the break. Why did they have a It wasn't exactly the opposite. It wasn't exactly the opposite, but it was the timing. The 4 o'clock break was the time.
Good based up.
And he would, so once I was there, they're very friendly. Anyway, I think one break, I'm standing in the national.
Do you have a lot of study of Torah Shabbat?
He's got back to the
What else can you tell us about?
I can see her. And he's like,
I remember I was reading it in the underground. Not broad in Chabad. But to me, it's the closest thing to Chabad in terms of what he's saying people should do. But I was reading it in the underground. But I met a member for the
Probably not the best person to meet when you're reading yourself.
So he said, what do you mean? This is far wrong. But it was a Hafotza Sefer. It was a book put out to spread.
He was very much into Yisrael. Was that true or not true? He was very much into Yisrael.
Right?
In real life.
Upside down apple trees. I wrote it. Then it became so one way to get close to the Shemta. Had his dream about it. Upside down.
See, that's not in his book. It's like a story. There are a few stories.
And he would write.
In this auction, all these trees upside down.
He would write qualified stuff. And who he was.
Fast as he turned the right way up. He must have brought the for them, it's a very good one. They ended up by the recount all the dreams. The only way this person
No, he said
One of the stories about how he became a Muslim. He decided he's going to come. He's heard of and he came, and it was Erev Shabbos. And so I can't remember if he davened in the minyan with the Baal Shem Tov. But then he saw the Baal Shem Tov sitting, smoking a pipe. He smoked a long pipe. He was sitting smoking a pipe. And this made him feel the kind of zilzal to the Baal Shem Tov. And he decided he's going to go home. And he went to the room where he put his stuff, and suddenly, not knowing why, he burst out into tears from the fact that he saw the Baal Shem Tov sitting smoking like his seichel couldn't understand that and had a feeling of zilzal, but his neshama was ungerid, and he began weeping. And then he came to the Baal Shem Tov, who gave him a tikkun of some kind, and he became a kodesh. Now I heard from Herschel on the way up, and a very, very interesting story. Do you mind if I tell your story? Herschel knew it. You and me will sit here in 2 hours' time and write the speech.
Not in 2 hours, I mean 2 minutes. I'm in room 163, give it up. That's 5 in the morning.
Okay, let me share with you a story that Herschel told me on the way up, before we blundered. Before we blundered on the road.
You didn't blunder.
Well, going backwards and forwards, looking for the entrance.
During this time of summer, Kinus decided to open up the bed.
Yeah, we had some good memory.
That's funny. They got so caught up every single time. That's why they missed the entrance.
I nearly did show them, but I didn't quite. Then we found the entrance. If it had been 500 feet. Okay, let me tell you a mitzvah that Herschel told me. Suddenly Herschel said, Oy vey, I've got to phone up this year because he comes to me every morning 7 o'clock to put on tefillin, that I should put on tefillin with him, and now I'm going to this Kinus and I didn't manage to tell him.
It's 1:30 in the morning.
So he phones him up. It wasn't so late. It was 11:15. It was as soon as we set off in the car. So he calls him up and he says, listen, Joel, whatever his name is, I'm sorry about the tefillin. I won't be there 7 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the afternoon we can put on tefillin. What time do you get home from work? 6 o'clock? Okay, right. So we'll put on tefillin at 6 o'clock. So he puts down the phone. Of course, I'm very impressed. Then he says, let me tell you the story of this year. There was a Jew who couldn't stand Yiddish. Hated it. If he saw me, Herschel said, he would cross to the other side of the street. Never went to a shul.
Almost like
Had absolute sin.
That was what I kept me for 6 hours.
Now you've got to focus on this sin, this hate, right? Then Herschel, someone says to Herschel, it was Rosh Hashanah, I want you to come to various people and blow shofar for them. I want you to go to various people blow shofar. And they said who? And Herschel said, what? That person, he hates Yiddishkeit, he's not interested at all. I'll only go if you go with me because they know you and maybe they will agree to hear the shofar. So he comes to this house And Taka, the wife, says, no, he's not interested whatsoever. You can't blow the shofar. You could blow it outside. So then they have a whole, and the husband is not well. He's upstairs in bed. So they have a whole thing that finally, in the place in between the front door and the door going into the main house, that's where Hershel blows shofar, and he like pushed the door into the house a little bit open.
In the
porch. So the guy just about heard the shofar. Anyway, then comes Yom Kippur. Is that right? Shabbos Shuvah. There is the guy in shul. Amazing. There's the guy in shul. He's a person who was, everyone said he hates Yiddishkeit. He said he hates it. He's in shul. What happened? Turns out that what happened was he had to have a certain medical procedure which normally took a very long time and was very problematic. 3 days, each time 6 hours. Yeah, that's right. And this time it all happened in 2 hours, and the doctors were amazed. And the man immediately said, it's because of the shofar. So because of the shofar, he came to shul, and now he puts on tefillin. So what impressed me was the hatred. Goes into the fire. Because he was so against, when something went well, he thought, oh, that was the shofar. If he hadn't been against it, you know, there's shofar, there's this, there's that, there's luck, there's that. Oh, it was a Thursday, which is lucky, you know, whatever it was. But he hated it with such a sinner, and it had been forced on him somehow. But now, when something good happens, he recognizes immediately.
This chauffeur.
Anyway, which reminds me of another story, also about Hershel, which was said at Farbrengen when Reuben was just going on shlichus. Before Reuben went to Kinus. So Shmuel and me had a long experience of Kinus. I remember going, we went about, I don't know, 10 people. There was Shlomo Levin, Shmuel, me, and a whole, I don't know, David celebrating a whole bunch of people. We ended dancing on the tables, singing the nigger. That we sing, so it was that nigger. So, and we were dancing on the tables in the shul in Cambridge with the chevra, and they never invited us again.
Did you pay for the tables?
So then comes Reuben, and there's a taste of the shalom at Laser Kesman's house.
Well, it's fine. Awake.
Uru, you see. There was a Tzeitzim Shalom in Laser Kesman's house. So Hershel comes, with a Maisa. What was the Maisa? I'm his shofar. The Maisa was, that's right. The Maisa was about the president of his shul. President of the shul.
You said this last year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
There you go. It says about the Mikvah Rebbe that on Lag BaOmer there were Maisas that people would hear every year exactly the same thing. As our Maisa come on hearing it. So what was the Maisa? So the president of the shul comes to Hershel after he's been there a little while. What? Was it Chanukah? Okay. And he said, Rabbi Kesselman,
Is it
I had
working?
such a funny dream.
It's blinking.
I dreamt